Good afternoon, class. I just wanted to go over a quick explanation of your annotated bibliography for your research assignment. This goes hand in hand with your proposal, and essentially your annotated bibliography is it's sort of a works cited page, but it's just a bit more enhanced. All right, and I will show you the enhancements. All right, so as a researcher, part of your job is becoming an expert on your subject. Therefore, you should be very familiar with the content and usefulness of your sources. An annotated bibliography includes descriptions and explanations of your sources beyond basic citation. An annotated bibliography encourages you to think critically about the content of the work you're using, their place within a field of study, and their relation to your own research and ideas. Also, an annotated bibliography proves you have read and understood your sources. And really, doing an annotated bibliography, it sort of like makes you read through your research. So when you're going through, whether it's our library or another database to find your research, it's important, like once you pull an article, read it, make sure you understand the contents of it, right? Search around the internet, try to cross-reference, some of the ideas that you'll be drawing from, that you'll be referring to in your paper. All right, so for this assignment, it says compose an annotated bibliography of at least 5 sources, but for this annotated bibliography, you can stick with 3 sources, but if you want to keep going, you can go up to 5. And this is the material you're going to be using in your paper. So, and you need 5 for your paper, but we're only starting out with 3 for your annotated bibliography. But again, as I said, if you want to go beyond 3 for this assignment, you can. And the way you set this thing up is like this. All right, you can just call it an annotated bibliography. Okay. You don't have to call it works cited page, just call it annotated bibliography, and that's it. And then you just, like, I found this article. This one is specifically about privatized prisons. So I found this article, in conducting my research, and I found it online, right? So I cheated a little bit with the works cited page, but not really. All right, I'm just going to Scribr.com, and then when I get to Scribr, I'm going in citation tools, and I'm going to use MLA citation generator, right? I'm citing a website, so I'm going to click on that. Then I'm going to paste the web address, wherever I got this thing from. All right, and then put it here, and then hit my search. All right, and here's my article. I'm just going to click on it. Okay, I'm going to go down, just scroll through quickly, make sure everything is filled in. Sometimes, most of the time, all this will be filled in for you, but every now and again, you'll need to add something. All right, but once I go through and verify, I'm just going to hit cite source, and here's my entry. So I would just paste this onto my works cited page, or excuse me, onto my annotated bibliography. Your works cited page too, but we're not doing that right now. All right. It really, it has this in quotation marks. The title is supposed to be here, but I've already done this using Scribr, so this is actually the proper entry. All right. Then I would take this, paste it onto my works cited page here. Now, underneath this, I just have a short summary, 3 sentences. This article explores the business practices of private prisons. It discusses the differences between public and private prisons. The article also uses data to show that private prisons are not as cost effective as many supporters believe. That's it, okay? You don't need an extensive summary for an annotated bibliography, all right? And then, my next one, I use the same thing for formatting Scribr, right? I pasted the link in Scribr, all right, and I got this entry. And then finally, Scott Wainwright, the author, discusses how private prisons can set inmates up to return. The author uses data to show how private prisons encourage recidivism. Additionally, the author notes that sentences for private prisons tend to be longer than those of publicly funded prisons, right? And then if I had another entry. Okay. I'm just going to go to the OCC library and see what we get. All right. And then, as I said, Tuesday, when we went through this, I'm going to find articles and databases. And I'm just going to use the databases that we talked about the other day. This one is points of view. It might be opposing view. Yeah, this one's points of view. And I'm going to search for my topic. Yeah. All right. And this one, you get a ton of entries, but for this one, I just want newspapers. I want magazine articles. And I only want them from 2010. Let's go even more narrow, right? Let's go 2015. No, let's go 2010. All right. So now I narrow my search down a bit. All right. And you can even get rid of books, you know, if you don't want to go like old school. All right. So did it save my my service? Okay, there we go. All right. So I'm just going to use the first one I see just to make a nope, don't want books. I want news. All right. So I'm just going to use that one. All right. And now I've read it, of course, right? Some of these they'll just give you a just an abstract here. In order to get the full text, you would click this. All right, HTML full text. All right, but I'm not going to do that right now. I just want to show you how to format it for your annotated bibliography. So for this one, I'm just going to go cite. All right, there it is. Okay. I want to go cite and I want to find MLA. All right, so here's my entry. Again, just going to paste this onto my annotated bibliography. All right, not supposed to look like that. All right, let's try it another way. There we go. All right, and you might have to mess around with your just your hanging indent up here. Okay. And then now that I have it formatted, all right, I also want to double space it just to stay consistent. All right. And then underneath this, I would just have my summary, just like I did with my other entries. All right. So also you do, this one's not alphabetized. Like if it were, this one would be. All right. So just alphabetize, right? And then this would be my summary right after this. So this makes 1, 2, 3 entries. Once I summarize this, the annotated bibliography is done. Again, you can keep going, right? And you know, you can include 5 entries, but you'll only need 3, you know, for this assignment. All right. So if you have any other questions about completing an annotated bibliography, just send me an email and I'm happy to offer, you know, further guidance. All right.